Restaurants across California could soon be able to reopen under strict guidelines. But how soon will you be able to visit your favorite bar? Good evening, I'm Alan Martin.
And I'm Elizabeth Cook. Under phase 2 of San Francisco's reopening plan, about 95% of retail in the city will be allowed to reopen for curbside pickup. Bars, however, will not be able to reopen until phase 3, which still doesn't have a clear timeline. KPIX5's Wilson Walker is live in San Francisco, where those businesses say they're holding on by a thread. Wilson?
Yeah, Liz, there has been a lot of discussion about restaurants, and for good reason, but bars largely have been on the periphery of the reopening conversation. As you mentioned, they are still a phase away, and yes, this is absolutely an existential crisis for some of the most unique and beloved places in this city.
This little bar has been here for close to 80 years. It survived World War II, it survived the advent of the hippies.
The old mural at Zam Zam has seen it all. Owner Bob Clark has never seen a challenge like this.
Bar owners, I think, are less sure of what the future holds.
Still a full phase away from reopening, with the prospect of having to slash his maximum capacity of 40, Clark and his staff are in a survival fight.
We're holding on as best as we can. We have a GoFundMe page, Zam Zam Survival Fund.
I've been here 8 years. Joe's been here 12, Tay's longer than that.
And for every shuttered bar in the city, there is a staff in the same situation.
There's only so long we can all keep holding on and getting by and making the most of it.
This establishment has been a bar for the better half of a century. I consider it the heart of the neighborhood. Without these institutions, if you will, in our city, what do we have?
At Coal Valley's Finnegan's Wake, the first priority has been the staff with another GoFundMe drive. Co-owner Don Surratt is considering a restaurant partnership to get the doors open in phase 2.
Even though it's exciting to us to be open, we want to open safely and thoughtfully, and not just open because we can, and we can start serving, some kind of food that people don't really want.
That, he says, is another source of discouragement, what might be lost even if he can reopen.
We just want to make sure that not only do we follow the guidelines, but we do it in the most thoughtful way so that the experience actually is rewarding to people who come in here versus a disappointment of them reminiscing of what they once had and now what we have today.
So for countless bars and the people behind them, the uncertainty continues with no answers yet on the horizon.
It's a little place, and we very much want to keep it bobbing down the stream of history.
All right, just a thought. If there is a watering hole in your community that you haven't been able to visit since this all started, there's a very good chance that that establishment is asking for help. So if you can, I'm sure the owners and the staff would love to see a little love from you. Now, again, how you get bars open without food is still an open question. We have not seen a lot in the way of guidelines for phase 3. So this whole waiting game for bars and this huge network of people that relies on them continues with really not much in the way of answers. We are live in San Francisco. Wilson Walker, KPIX5.